Hello, everybody. My name's Josh, and welcome back to In Our Humble Opinion. And guess who's back? Good, Tom.
Yeah,
Tom's back.
what's up?
Tom had a baby,
Yeah.
like I said. So, that's responsible adulting
Well,
right there.
let's be clear. I didn't actually have the baby,
No, yes,
but
yes. That would be a medical marvel. You would really
yeah.
hurt Aaron Rodgers' feelings then.
Oh god.
I will take
Ouch.
shots. I'm
I
not
like it.
nice. I'm
I
not
like
nice.
it.
Okay, guys, I have the bracket in front of us for the, and I was going between the bracket and I have the other one ready to like flip to if this is just too small to see. But I think I'm seeing it on my OBS that always looks smaller. So we got all the wild card matchups. It's really nice. My Ravens have a week off because they did their thing. They balled. We ball. So, but
Also hard you.
okay. Tom, do you want to start with the let's start with Tom's Packers because I feel like he hasn't got to talk about them in the last few weeks. Go ahead. They're playing. They're at the Dallas Cowboys. So,
I
your
mean,
thoughts?
they're playing with house money. It's like what a way to the Packers are definitely much further ahead than I think people realize. And
Yep.
Jordan Love's playing at a top five quarterback level right now.
Yep.
Still young, makes a lot of mistakes, or not a lot of mistakes, just enough. But they're in good hands. I'm sure Bears fans are super frustrated, like the whole NFC North is, of just like how the heck does Green Bay continue to find quarterbacks that are franchise guys. So
Can I say they do it the right way though? They give them time. A lot of these other places they want to throw them in right away. I'm just saying. I mean, they're kind of smart.
yeah, no, that it's sometimes painful. You saw this year, like they bet on Young, but what's amazing is it's working. I mean, that receiving core reminds me of 2011. It's exciting, man. The future's bright.
Very
I say
bright.
they're
Very
playing
bright.
with house money though, because like seriously, they have nothing to lose.
No, no one's gonna say
But
they had a bad year. Yeah.
I'll tell you this right now: Green Bay has won 9 of the last 10 matchups against Dallas.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
Green Bay does things that Dallas's defense is bad at, which is right
No, a
now they
lot.
have
Yeah.
Aaron Jones healthy and they can run him.
Yep. Yep.
Um, I think Green Bay is going to have to play the offensive game of their life, but we're going to find out real quick. I think this game comes down to Dak and Mike McCarthy. I really do, and you're going to find out kind of what you're going to see more of the same. I really think. I think Dallas can still pull it out because they do have way more veterans, but I am somewhat optimistic that Dallas fans should be very nervous. Is all I'll say.
Yeah. I would lean Dallas, but this is not the team you wanted to play. That's all I'm gonna say because all the pressure, 100% on them because everyone's saying this your Super Bowl year, all this crap. Hey, listen, if you go into this game and like you said, you got a little too much confidence, and like you said, the main thing, Tom brought it up before anybody, it's that their offensive style really Dallas is not good against. That is not their forte. They do not have a good game. Not only that, Stephon Gilmore might be out for this game. That would be huge for them because then you have these. They got four good receivers, Green Bay. Okay, and they're young. Then you got all of them running around the field. You ain't even got two corners that can cover now. It's a mess. So that's a and the main
And
thing like
I think though, honestly though,
Aaron Jones.
like while that's it is a big deal. I don't think it really matters the way Jordan Love doesn't care if you're open. You're
No,
open.
no,
He'll
he
throw it.
throws it.
He's
Yes,
not.
he does.
What's so different between him and Rodgers is Rodgers will have a beef with a young guy
Yeah,
because he makes mistakes. Jordan Love's at this stage in his career and life. He understands and empathizes, and they're growing together, right?
yep.
He's going to go back and take another shot.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
That's massive.
Not only that,
I
Aaron
mean,
Jones, Aaron Jones being back's
yeah,
huge because you could definitely run on Dallas. Their linebackers. The thing they did not address this year, and I think it's a big mistake, because let's say Dallas even later on makes it. Let's even go that far. Let's say you make it to the Super Bowl, right? What if you play Cleveland or Baltimore in the Super Bowl? I'm just assuming that, or no, Kansas City too. Okay, I'm just going all the way down to that. Okay, you can't. Your linebackers are very small. You got safeties playing linebacker. You know what they're gonna do? They're just gonna run up the middle on you because they know your linebackers can't get past those linemen. That's what they're gonna do. exactly what they're going to do.
Yep.
Same thing with Green Bay. That's the problem. You should have addressed that. That's why. Yes, I don't think Shaq Leonard is even close to what he used to be, but at least he's a big body. They needed a big body. They really did. They don't have a big linebacker. They're all small. Yes, sideline to sideline that works fine, but up the middle you're going to get killed. You can't block. You're going to get you got a 300-pound man blocking a 225-pound man. I don't care how tough he is. That's a lot of weight,
Well,
man.
I truly think they're Green Bay's best defense in this game is running the ball
Yeah,
and keeping
I
their
agree.
offense off the
I
field
agree.
because they're deep. But I mean, look, Green Bay went in there in 2016. Their
Mhm.
defense was so beat up, and they found a way. Again, it was kind of the same. It was somewhat similar. What really made the difference is at the end of that game, Aaron Rodgers made one of his more unbelievable playoff throws
That
in his
was a heck.
career. And Mason Crosby knocks in a 54-yarder or whatever it was.
That was a heck of a throw.
Right.
But can we give love to the catch too? Because that was good feet. Most receivers
Oh
messed it
yeah,
up.
Jared Cook
Jared
was so
Cook.
underrated in his career.
Overall, I
That guy
know
could just stay
every
healthy,
team,
man.
every team he went to, he was solid. Jared Cook Jr. What a legend.
But yeah, if I'm Dallas, they're going to be uptight. Mike McCarthy's job is kind of on the line. I think there's a lot that they have
Yeah.
to lose. Green Bay has a lot to gain, but honestly, even too, if Green Bay got blown out, Green Bay had a heck of a season with how young that team is, and I know the NFL is on. Everyone's eyes are open of like, that team has not a lot of free agents.
Their roster's
A lot of people
25, man.
returning.
Their roster's 25
They're
years old.
only going to continue to get better.
Not only that, I feel like
So-
when Joe Barry leaves and they get a new defensive coordinator, their defense will get a lot better. Okay.
That's the thing. That's one thing that stinks. Somehow, if like Green Bay wins this game, and this is the thing, I have a feeling Joe Barry and that defense will find a way to keep this team under 20 points. It's going to be wild. It's going to make zero sense. That's just kind of what I don't. Green Bay's defense one week just plays like, oh wow, they can actually play NFL defense. And there's some weeks you're just like, are you guys just getting to the spot and that's it? You don't care. I'm very intrigued how they play Dallas, and honestly, I mean, Dallas is just such a West Coast team. They line up and just run routes.
Yeah.
I think it actually might play to Green Bay's advantage.
You watch them more.
So-
You watch them more than me. Even though honestly, that I've been watching all their games because Green Bay has been on the slot where my team's not playing a lot, so it's actually worked out for me. But anyway, and you guys have had a lot of night games like the 8:20s, which has been nice. But and I've watched the replays because I have NFL Plus. Let me stop. But anyway,
Yeah, let's do a pitch for NFL.
Right,
Plus.
right. They are really nice. The Jerry Rice one's hilarious. But yeah, my thing is Green Bay, like you said, Dallas just tries to isolate you with the receivers. Tom's right. They're a throw first team because Tony Pollard really has not recovered all the way from that knee injury. He definitely doesn't look as explosive. I will say that. Yeah, Dallas is good, but they have a lot of flaws, man. I'm just saying, just from what I've seen, they're not a very good. They are not a very good road team, and that'll come to roost later on.
They
if they
should
make
have lost to Detroit
Yes.
because of terrible referees.
Oh yeah. I think Dan Campbell lost this.
At the end, and honestly, they played like crap. At the end, they played like crap against Washington. I didn't think they played that great.
No.
They eventually kind of overcame a bunch of stupid stuff.
No, I agree.
So obviously, everybody can probably figure out that my pick. I mean, I'm totally going to lean towards Green Bay. There's a lot of bias, but actually, I don't. I'm telling you, they could go in there and do it. It's not a high probability.
I don't think you're
they
wrong.
Can do it, and I would be shocked.
I don't think you're wrong. I think that is the worst team they could have played. House money, young, don't know that they're not supposed to be there. That's the kind of team you don't want to play, man. They're just like whatever.
I am really pumped. Green Bay did not have to play Detroit again because I think Green Bay would have just. I think Detroit's out for blood on that one because they were really not happy with Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So
I think Dan Campbell too made a mistake in this. I think you're right. I think it was the refs ultimately, but Dan Campbell should have just kicked the field goal after that, after the extra point after the first two didn't work. I'm like, dude, it's not meant to be right now. They're not giving you this. Let's just go.
Yeah.
As well. But yeah, I mean, God, that's gonna be a good game. I'm gonna watch the hell out of it. I'm glad it's on Sunday. It's perfect. 4:30.
It's not on the Peacock. Peacock.
I know, Jesus, God, Peacock play. How much did they pay? Right? They're like, we want our games.
No,
Okay.
I think the NFL got 11 million or something. I mean, they got a chunk of change,
Yeah.
and
What we're gonna do,
just had
Tom,
this strict.
is I'm gonna
Hey,
serpent.
but if you have Xfinity Internet, you can link your account and you actually get like 2 years free of Peacock
Ooh,
Premium. Just FYI, so
that's
you don't
what
have to
we
pay
did.
for it if you have that.
That's what we did. Let's go.
Yep,
Still on that
exactly.
2 year.
That's what I did too.
Still on that
I
2 year
pay
run,
for it
baby.
somehow. But
All right, next game. I'm gonna do like a serpentine bagger here. We're gonna go to the other 7 versus 2. We got Pittsburgh at Buffalo. What do you think, Tom?
nah, jeez. Man, I don't know what to think of Buffalo anymore
Me
because
either.
Josh Allen is Jekyll and Hyde. But like, I mean, if Buffalo plays lights out,
They're really good.
there's no reason they're not gonna run over. I mean, Pittsburgh will keep it close by some black magic that Mike Tomlin has. Like,
Dude, his
it makes
team.
no
I
sense.
don't.
That team makes no sense why they're 10-7. They're
No,
terrible.
they're terrible.
Like,
Yes,
I have,
yes, I agree.
they're an awful team to watch. It's just like
They're 9 and
they just
7, bro. That last game, what the fuck? I'm a Ravens fan. But
they play. It's like they play people at the best time.
yes,
And like even like the Green Bay game, Green Bay was just starting to ascend. Defensively, they just struggled to stop the run, but they made Kenny Pickett look like what he is.
yeah. Back up,
And
back up.
and Jordan Love's, that was like kind of one of his first like, oh wow, this guy can actually do a lot of really good things. And you know,
I agree with you.
if Buffalo doesn't win this game,
Big
I have a
changes.
feeling Sean McDermott might be on the block
Big
too.
changes.
There's
Yes,
no reason.
yes.
I think Buffalo, if they win this game, they build some confidence. That's a team that's very scary for the whole AFC.
Tom, I will tell you this. I was not impressed with Buffalo, and it's Josh Allen. Like, dude, he has to clean that up sometimes. And I get it. I don't know what they're so weird. Like, why? I thought they were running the ball more, and then they stopped. They didn't even try in that game against Miami.
I think they really like to throw like more, get the backs involved in the passing game. They have been running it more, but they're weird. And
I am more afraid.
Josh Allen just does too much.
Yes.
He does it, and then
Yes.
Jesus, what the fuck is going on, people?
Tom's
Sorry,
driving. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm driving and people drive like crap in Atlanta. Just so you know, if you move here, that's one of the problems.
Oh man. Yeah, my thing with Buffalo, as a Ravens fan, I'm just going to be honest with you, especially the last 3 weeks. I'll be dead honest with you. They are not beating them in Baltimore. Because if you turn the ball over against them, that's when they win. It happened in San Francisco. You can't do that. You will get beat by 30 by them because that's the worst thing you can do with that team. Because that defense, once they start rolling, they keep rolling. You can't give them turnovers. Then it's just a mess. That's what happened to Miami. The game was close. They threw a pick, and the whole freaking game blew out. It was like, oh, God, like, no.
You know, like, yeah, I mean, Josh Allen, some of the picks lately, though, they look like almost.
Well, I saw someone on TV. I saw someone.
Just are bizarre.
Dude, I saw someone
I
on.
don't know what he's thinking. But
Yeah, I saw someone on TV like defending the fact that he threw picks in the end zone. But I'm like, yes, they do have to go a long way because he threw the picks in the end zone. But also, you're giving up points.
Off the board.
Yes, what?
How could you defend that? You lost points.
I was like, what are you talking about? You literally said, forget the even three. I'm just gonna throw a pick. Like, bruh, no, we don't do that. You're lucky Ed Reed ain't on any of these teams. He would have ran that ball back.
Yeah, you know.
I'm joking.
And
There's only one.
Even in getting back to even like Miami, like last week, Miami just got snake bitten with injuries at the end.
Yeah,
but
they're beat up.
The thing is, though, they haven't beat anybody. Like, this Miami this week and going to Kansas City, they might. I mean, it'll be really interesting. That matchup, but
0 degrees. I hope you didn't spend any time in Miami this week because you about to be like, what is this? What are those?
I will tell you from experience, 0 degrees is cold.
Yeah.
But
no.
these NFL sidelines, though, man, I'm telling you, man, they got all this.
They exaggerate. They exaggerate all that because even if you play in Buffalo, no one likes 0 degrees. Stop acting like, oh well, I just fucking love it.
The worst is the kicking game.
Yeah.
And catching with like the wind. That's the thing I think people would rather not deal with. and the players would rather not deal with. The cold is what it
Well,
is. Like,
that's where having a good kicker does help, because when you have a better kicker, they're better in the snow, in the bad weather. A good kicker.
yeah.
That's the only
But
difference.
my pick's Buffalo. I'd be really surprised if.
Yeah,
But I think it's going to be a lot closer though. It's not going to be a blowout.
That is a 2-7. That is a 2-7 where like I'm definitely picking Buffalo, and if they don't win, that just helps my team. So listen, if you want to let Pittsburgh win, because all you Pittsburgh fans, all you 2-0 against Baltimore, we had to drop like 8 passes for you guys to even win that game. If they catch 4 of them, it's a 20-point game in Pittsburgh. Bring that. Bring that all day. Mason Rudolph looked terrible against our. We didn't even have Roquan playing, and 3 corners were out.
But hey, the Pittsburgh Steelers are 5-1 in the last.
Right, man. That is the best team in football. Listen, that's a troll. That's a troll though. That if somehow they won, it'd be the worst team ever. So it'd be great. It'd be amazing. You're champion Pittsburgh Steelers. Just got the 70 Steelers next to that team.
Yeah.
No, but all seriousness, I'm making all these jokes about him. If you ever fire Mike Tomlin, you're terrible people. He is dealing with terrible quarterback play and somehow never has a losing season and makes the playoff. Hey, Mike Tomlin, that man should get the. You should just have a contract that has an infinity next to like the years. To leave that man alone. He is saving your team. I don't know. Like Tom said, where did he go in New Orleans and do this like voodoo? Because how? How?
Yep.
I can't say anything.
One thing I'll say about Pittsburgh. This year, I think they're undefeated when they win the turnover battle. Again, with Baltimore, that was the thing. You had Melvin Gordon put the ball on the ground. I think Huntley did.
Yeah. Huntley.
You turn the ball over on them, they capitalize.
Yep.
Like, and that's what happened in the Green Bay game.
And they have a really good.
There was a weird call where it was a swing pass that was clearly a lateral that Green Bay recovered and took to the end zone that should have been a touchdown and wasn't. They would have won the game, but
the refs have had a bad year. They really have.
They always have a bad year. Feels like it's a broken record at this point, but
yeah, we're not even going to talk about it.
I'm going Buffalo. I'd just be super surprised.
Yeah, Buffalo too. See, I think the intriguing game is in the NFC for your 2-7. This is like, good job Pittsburgh. Same with Green Bay though. No one's going to be like Pittsburgh's terrible. It's like good job. Have a good day. Get a quarterback. You'll be fine. Okay, we'll go back to the NFC. We got the 6 versus the 3. We got the LA Rams at the Detroit Lions. Tom, we'll let you go again. Let them go again.
I mean, I think this is actually super intriguing too, because So, the Detroit Lions fans have been. There's something I was reading on Instagram or whatever. They were trying to like don't wear Matthew Stafford jerseys. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford did so much for. Like, I hate to say this. I think Detroit in general. I think they've gotten a little arrogant. I think losing Sam Laporta last week was a really big blow. I don't know what Dan Campbell was doing. Like, they could have got a higher seed, but let's be honest. The odds of it happening, it's like. Sam Laporta is so huge to what they do.
No, I agree.
And now, that was stupid. I'm a fan of playing, but I'm also a fan of take them out at halftime.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, but
yeah, we can gloss it. We can go over that real quick. I'm like kind of like Tom, but I'm also like circumstances. Who are you playing? Like, is it a real beat-up game? Like, I'm like, if you have everything sewed up and you don't want to get anyone hurt, and it's, like, just not a good matchup. Like, I understand that, but predominantly would, like, play if you're healthy. But if anyone's even a little banged up, like, if the Ravens would have played Kyle Hamilton, who's recovering, he's going to be fine for the playoff game, I would have been like, what are you doing? Like, the dude's a little banged up. Let him sit. We don't need it. We know he's good. It's fine.
And hey, I'll give them this. Detroit may totally prove me wrong. Like, it doesn't matter. They could plug and play. But Sam Laporta is pretty good.
Yeah. I agree.
I think the thing the Rams can take advantage of is their second, Detroit's secondary. So they got Gardner Johnson back, but they're still not good. I mean, Nick Mullins was doing some things, other than like their pass rush is just awful. Or I'm sorry, their O line, Minnesota's O line so bad that
Well, my thing with
Detroit
this,
was able but like Nick Mullins was still able to throw on him, and I'm telling like. You don't think Sean McVay and Matt Stafford aren't licking their chops a little bit?
They got the
one thing that's dangerous about them is Williams can run the ball. He's really good.
Yeah, and they got two really good receivers, and like you said, their problems at secondary. So all they have to do is establish that run. Their defense in general, Detroit's is kind of meh. So you establish the run and then play action with Puanuka and Cooper Kupp. Hey, that's not bad. Not only that, like, hey, Marcus Robinson's on that team too, and he's not bad third receiver, man. He makes plays. He's not.
Yeah. No, all I know is if I'm the NFC games, the matchups are really solid. I think they can go either way. In my opinion, this is kind of one of them where, look, Jared Goff has proven in the past kind of who he is. If you get him off schedule, I mean, Matt Stafford can deal with the pressure.
Yeah.
I think this was. I know one thing. I think Detroit would have rather played Green Bay again. They know them.
Yeah.
And I think this one's a little bit more terrifying.
No, LA's.
But then again, I mean, look. At the end of the day, hey, the playoffs. You can't take anyone lightly. So.
No, one game. I agree.
I'm still gonna. I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna go with the Rams. I'm telling you, like they just. I like Matthew Stafford in a big moment, and I don't trust Jared Goff to do everything he needs to do.
I will tell you, I'm with you because I saw them play the Ravens. They are a tough team. They will play you to the end. They play hard, man. And here's the thing with Stafford. He might throw a pick, but he also is going to make a lot of plays because he is going to throw that ball. That man he's like when you get Mahomes behind, he might lose, but he's going to try to win the comeback. He's going to throw that ball like 40 yards. It might get picked, but at least he'll throw it. It's kind of like, remember when Brett Favre would get criticized? But it's like, at least Brett would try to win the game. Some of these dudes, I'm like, when the Ravens were up on the Dolphins, I'm like, Tua and them, they weren't even trying to win the game. I'm like, y'all are throwing like screens. Like, throw the ball. Just, you might lose.
Don't even get me started, though, on one thing that drives me nuts about the Dolphins is they literally run the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
It's just different variations.
Also, you weren't.
I think everybody's kind of figured them out.
Also,
the middle of the field. That's where they get everybody.
You weren't here last week when I was talking about, or 2 weeks ago when I was talking about it. It's the arrogance sometimes of like these play calling people, like these coaches like McDaniels and everything. I like them, but and Kyle Shanahan does it sometimes too. Before the half, why were you trying to beat the 2-minute warning? That's when he threw the pick to Roquan. I was saying it before he even threw it. I was watching the game with my wife. I was like, I don't like when they do this because you're rushing and sometimes you're not going to be on the same page. And it's like 2 seconds after I said that, he threw the pick because he stared down the receiver because you're rushing to get a play off. And I know Roquan made a good play, but I don't get it. You rushed for no reason. And then you gave them the ball, they scored, and that was pretty much the game. It's like, come on, bro. You got to, I get you want to be like quirky and have like, oh, we got to be fat. But slow down sometimes. Just play football. Okay? You get a little too like cute. And it'll beat you up. No, yeah. When you play a physical team, you don't give them like a chance to have a play on you. You gotta keep them running. Once they start going downhill, a defense that's tough, it's not fun. They're just gonna beat you up.
Heck yeah.
It's wild. Okay, so I'm with Tom. I think I'm going to pick the Rams, not by a lot. I just don't like the way. I like the way the Rams are trending, and I don't like the way Detroit's been trending. It's just, and like he said, Laporta's huge loss because the middle of the field is going to be much easier to cover. Now maybe they have like Tom said, a backup that's really good, but I don't see it. I don't. We'll see. I think it's going to be a good game though. Like Tom said, NFC's definitely the better games this week. I think. Well, actually, no. AFC's got some. We'll talk about it right now. Next game, we're gonna go right over back to the AFC. We got Miami at Kansas City. The forecast is 0 degrees. Like Tom said, it's gonna be very cold. I will start with this one because I haven't done that yet. So let's do that. I think Kansas City should win this game, even though I know they haven't been playing well. Okay, they haven't. But Miami has shown me no reason to think they're gonna finally play well against a good team. When they had both their wide receivers and everyone healthy, they couldn't beat this team. And they still were the same Kansas City team. They're the same one. And now it's cold, which is going to help them because Pacheco run the ball. I think it will be a good game. The Miami, to me, Tom, when I watch them, it's frustrating because they can run, but they always stop running and run like a screen. Or I'm like, dude, just run the ball sometimes. Everyone hates running the ball now. I'm like, just run the ball. Is he just are they trying to prove how good Tua is? I'm like, I don't think he's bad, but you guys like, oh my god, you just want to throw the ball every play. Just chill. Hey,
I mean, I honestly, I think part of it is like I know Raheem Mostert. They got backs that aren't.
they're not power backs. Yeah, they can't really run between the
Yeah,
back and
and I
field.
think they have to be super cautious of like.
Injury, yeah.
I do think that matters. I mean, yeah, I mean, their team is pure speed. That's how they're built, and I just think eventually, like the hits and stuff start taking their toll, and unless you're like super tough like Tyreek is,
Yeah.
yeah, their team hasn't really proven any of that to me. I mean, you know, I wouldn't underestimate Miami. Remember last year when they went up to Buffalo with like I can't even remember who the heck the quarterback was because everybody was dead on their
Oh
team.
yeah.
And
Oh my God.
they made it Skylar Thompson or
Skylar
something, I think,
Thompson. That's it. Yep.
and they made it a game. You know, I've watched some of the Hard Knocks like in season with Miami. I really do like Mike McDaniel.
I like
I
him a
think
lot
he's
too. Yeah.
I think he's a really awesome players coach. To your point, I think what the thing with Mike is they get so stuck on a game plan, and sometimes I think he just goes with his gut of like, hey, like you said, like, hey, let's rush this. And we think we got the momentum instead of sometimes like just play the probabilities of hey, let's just let it go to the 2-minute warning, and you know what I mean. I think sometimes, and I think that's just learning how to be a head coach and kind of being in the moment type thing.
No,
That's
that's
all.
a microcosm of like how football's a momentum game. You flip momentum of a game so fast right there with like a play like that. It's just like damn, like especially
Yep.
on the road. You
Yeah,
can't do that on the
exactly.
road. You can't.
No, I
No.
mean, and that's the crazy thing. Like, I mean, with the Baltimore game, like you said, I mean, dude, they were in it for like in the first half, and then they just again, you takes a couple little swings, and that's it.
The Ravens are a very very like momentum team. When they get rolling forward, that's when you're in trouble. It's like damn, here they go.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can't let them do that.
exactly.
You can't let them do that because once you do, that's what
Well,
Cleveland does a great job of playing like physical with them, and doesn't let them get those turnovers. You got to just play. Sometimes you got to punt against them. It's smart because they don't get that
I
play
think
where it breaks everything.
I
Like,
think I think the key for Kansas City this week is to run the ball.
yep, they
Number
have a
one,
good
if you can,
defense. They have a
you can
good defense.
run the ball.
Yes.
They will get far in the playoffs if they just run the
Yep.
ball.
Yep.
At this point, your receiving core is what it is. Just let's call it what it is.
Stop trying to
But
like Andy Reid just has to, and that's been a kryptonite of his. I know he's been great lately, but him running the ball. Remember Brian Westbrook would be killing it. Him and who's the oh my God, the guy began with a B. His last name. Oh, he was really solid. Oh my God, Buckhalter.
but yeah,
But
Buckle.
they
Yeah,
were really good, and then it'd be killing it in a game, and he'd just be like, "We're throwing," and it's like, why? This is an old wound, but I'm just like, that was his problem in Philly. That's why I never won there.
yeah. I mean, it's tough too when you have Mahomes and
Yeah,
Kelsey, who are the two guys drawing up some of these stupid plays that when you're not good enough offensively, you just need to run. They have three very solid running backs.
I
They
agree.
have actually a lot of depth there.
I agree.
Use it.
I agree. I totally
Like,
agree.
but
My pick's
like,
Kansas City, though. I have to pick them. I
yeah,
think it'll be a close game.
my pick's Kansas City. I'm not ready to bet against Patrick Mahomes yet, just
Me either.
because
Me either.
he still can do a lot of amazing things, but I think it's going to be close for sure.
Oh, I
don't
agree.
think Kansas City's not nowhere near. They're nowhere near as good, but
No, no. I
just
agree. I agree, Tom.
can't
Totally
bet
agree.
against them.
I think you got the heart of a champion. So until you knock them out, they're still alive. I think they're going to be a tough knockout, though. You're going to have to beat them. Like it's not going to be easy. Not going to be
As
easy.
you've always said with them, it's going to come down to if you let it come down to the end.
You're going to lose.
Wait for those yellow hankies coming out.
Oh, that's the Swifties, baby. You ain't getting them calls. You going home. You send you home.
Unless they come to Lambeau.
Yeah. Right. Tom's right. Hey, listen. Ravens. Ravens.
You know what? Kansas City didn't deserve to win that game. They looked like they didn't even belong.
Oh
On
well,
that field.
let's not act like too that Pat Mahomes roughing call and crap, because that would have never happened if that roughing call wasn't called. Okay, because they would have been like 3rd and 15 at like the
Yeah.
20. Like, come on, bro. No one fouled him. I like how Lamar. I remember this because I didn't think it was a penalty against Cleveland. I like how Lamar in the game they lost to Cleveland got nailed on the sideline and y'all didn't call it, which it shouldn't have been called. But if you're calling the one Pat Mahomes did, yeah, then that definitely should have been called. It's funny how some people get the call. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Is there like a?
That's Tom Brady how he did it his whole career.
Yeah, true, true. That's true. Okay, we both. You good with that game? We'll go to the next one.
I'm good.
This one I don't think is going to take long because I think we're going to have a very consensus on this. I will let you go on this one. Philadelphia at Tampa Bay. My God, Philadelphia. My God. That's all I'm going to say.
Honestly, I don't know. This is another one like.
It's a hard one, yeah.
Go to Tampa. Philly doesn't really like. Philly's been playing like doo doo.
Oh yeah, it's been a mess.
The injury bug has gotten them. I think.
Coach Pencil too, man. You put him in charge of defense.
I'll tell you this: Baker Mayfield. The one thing he's always had is toughness, and he's gritty. If they could keep it close. You know, I'm not impressed with Tampa. I never have been. The whole NFC South, it's like, why do they even get a playoff spot? But, then again, why is Green Bay in the playoffs?
Well, you're funny.
You could argue that too. But look, Tampa found a way to do it and play tough. The thing is, too, I wouldn't bet against Bowles, and that, again, Todd Bowles, he can call it defense. I mean, they're retooling, but they got a leader and they have receivers. Like, man, they could torch. I think they could make enough plays and beat Philly. I really do. I'm just not like. I would lean towards Philly because you would think on paper, but I'm just not so sure, man. They don't seem confident. There seems to be something wrong in their locker room. I mean, dude, the whole city of Philly is about ready to riot. Like, it's wild, man. I don't really know. And also, again, it's at Tampa. That's so different than being in the link.
Yeah, I think I'll be the hated man in Philadelphia this week. I'll be it. I'll be it. In fact, I'll look stupid too. I'm down. I'm full send. I'm going Tampa Bay, and I'll tell you why. Like you said, that defense. Wait, they got injuries on offense, and on defense they can't stop anyone. Look, Bradbury, whatever he had left was in Carolina because this is bad. That man, they throwing him all day, every day, Sunday, Monday, Friday. If they play on Friday, they are not afraid of him. He is bad. I'm sorry. I will say it, Mr. Bradbury.
No, their corners are terrible. Their safeties are terrible. They honestly have. They went and got an old Shaq Leonard to try to, or
whatever's left. Yeah.
And he can't move. Like,
yeah, his speed's gone.
Their defense is trash.
And I want to.
And they think they can. They think they could have Matt Patricia do it. You're not, dude. I'm telling you, this is why I'm not so sure. I almost don't want to pick it, but I only go with Philly because I still think Jalen Hurts is better.
I do. I think Philly should win. I'm just picking Tampa. I'm just doing it. But can I say?
Honestly, I'm leaning that way too. Though I'm telling you, like, I would not. That's a team like. It's a weird. It's like I said. I love the way the NFC got seeded because I just think there's some very interesting matchups this year.
I agree, and I think Tampa Bay, like you said, they have the receivers. It's just scary because Baker will throw that ball, man. He'll throw it, but
I'm gonna do it right. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Right, my boy, I love him. Morgan Spurlock, the legend. Morgan Spurlock. Michael Spurlock. I'm calling him Morgan. Jesus. But yeah, Philly. This nosedive just is crazy, and I want to make it clear. Bradbury's been a great corner in his career. I'm just joking, okay? I don't want anyone getting mad, okay? Everybody gets mad now. You're way better. He's way better than a corner that I will ever be. He's amazing. It's not his year, bro. He's having a rough year. He's either holding somebody or getting burnt.
He's at the level of playoff Frank Walker, okay?
Yeah, it's not. Whoa. No. Wait. No, Tom is not going to slander my man. Frank Walker, somehow, this is the only achievement that only he has achieved. The only cornerback to achieve this. He is a top 5 worst cornerback ever, but also has had a top 5 playoff game of a cornerback ever. Go watch 2011 against the Patriots. That man was hit, or whatever. Was it 08? I think it was 08. Whatever year it was when Flacco was a rookie, he was picking passes, hitting people. Top 5 game I've ever seen a corner play. And then he has the distinction of also being literally one of the worst cornerbacks in pro football history. Because Tom knows he was on Green Bay too. Frank was always the guy getting burnt. Always. Frank, I love you.
Yeah,
Frank.
I mean, Frank didn't even play in Green Bay. He's just a specials guy. But yeah, I mean, dude, hey, that run was. You're right. Like that's why I always love the playoffs.
Dude, he nailed like a tight end. I was like, yo, Frank, I didn't know you could hit like that. Hey, I will always defend Frank Walker. Listen, that man worked hard, made plays when he had to. The Ravens.
Philly too. It's just like they've always hyped up like Darius Slay, who I think is a myth.
He's okay. Yeah, good hands. He has good hands.
Yeah, he's good. He's just not like I don't know why people get so infatuated with his nickname Big Play Slay. Like he got burnt. Go look at Devontae Adams. That's why they called him Big Play Slay because he would get burnt.
Yeah.
Like Aaron Rodgers used to specifically target him. It was funny. I'm like, wow.
Well,
I think in later years when he didn't have the same receivers, they didn't target him as much. But I'm indifferent with him. That's all.
No, I agree.
Their secondary's bad. Their defense, their D line
isn't getting the pressure.
Really old.
Yeah.
Like for all the depth they have, it's like what's going on? They're not
getting the pressure they before. No,
so.
The young guys kind of hit the wall too. They're not like destroying people like they were early in the season. College.
Jalen Carter's been quiet. Like that's the thing. If they want to win the game, you're both like those guys. That D line has to step up.
Well, you know what it is.
The Eagles have to win in the trenches. That's the only way they're gonna win.
Yeah. Okay, man. Let's go to the AFC game. This is the fun one for me. Cleveland at Houston. Hey, let's go.
Start it off, man.
Okay, so Cleveland. I told you how I feel about Cleveland. They are like tough. I like the way they play. They got playoff Flacco, man. You in trouble. It's playoff Flacco, bro. If he somehow wins the Super Bowl, he needs to go in the Hall of Fame because Eli's in there for winning too. Don't play my boy like that. But anyway, I love their defense. I told you that all year. That is because I'm a secondary guy, and their secondary is really good. I love their secondary. That is the only team in the NFL. Because I was thinking about it yesterday after we talked before. We did a pre-show meeting yesterday. The Cleveland is the only team that I think has a solid secondary. The rest of the teams are just like okay. The Ravens are like you said though. The Ravens, the thing with them is I'm like how, but they're doing. I will say Jeremy Stevens is underrated because he's tough. He's good for physical receivers, but I don't know. They're a weird secondary. Cleveland's just they're loaded. That secondary is nice. Running game, Ford's been a lot better than people thought. Kareem Hunt, he's plug and play, baby. You just bring him back, he's fine. But I will say this will be a good game because go back 3 weeks to the Houston Cleveland game. It was a very good game. Amari Cooper had to get 260 yards for them to win that game, and it was a shootout. So, do I think it will be a big higher score? I think it's going to be a lower score game than the last game, but I also think Joe's going to give you some picks. Okay, we know that. That's Joe. Even though, I don't know, playoff Joe is kind of different, but we'll see if that's actually a thing I want to see. But I'm going to pick Cleveland because I think they're the better team, but I think this will be a lot closer than people think because Houston, Stroud's playing with, like you said, same thing like the Packers. This team's playing with house money. No one's like Houston's going to win the Super Bowl. If they lose tomorrow if they lose this game by 40 points, no one's going to be like, oh, what a terrible season. They're going to be like, dude, they were like the second pick last year. They're in a playoff game at home. Like, come on, I just think they're going to play tough. Their offense is hard to deal with. And you know what's underrated? D'Amico Ryan's done a really good job. That defense is solid. So I think it's going to be Cleveland. I'll say by 10. But I think Houston's going to give them a dogfight. I really do.
Last week, the one thing I was impressed with Houston is they played a lot better over the middle. That's like where that's where Flacco's going to thrive, right? He is
Njoku, they are really.
He loves to throw to his tight ends. Like when Joe Flacco was on it in his prime in Baltimore, it was Anquan Bolden over the middle, Dennis Pitta, Todd Heap, like those guys. He loves his big tight end. So Njoku's that dude.
Yeah, I just don't understand why
I'm with you. Like I think Cleveland's defense is like just unbelievable. Like again, I've always been a Jim Schwartz fan. I don't know, like I don't know why he's not the number one hire every year at defensive coordinator. It's kind of like when you go get Wade Phillips, right? Like these
Oh yeah,
guys
yeah.
just understand how to build
Concepts,
defense.
yes.
Yes, like I mean, but also like Jim Schwartz is just tough, dude.
Yep.
Like he built like there's a toughness about that defense, and then you have an elite pass rusher with Myles Garrett.
Yep.
Zadarius Smith is still very good in a pass as a pass rusher. Like, yeah, like and they have a lot of guys that played together, so for a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you though. Like, I think this Joe Flacco being a veteran is a check mark to Cleveland. I don't think though that Stroud won't not play well. I guess that was terrible English, but like, yeah, Houston's playing with house money. I just think
I think Cleveland's a better team.
Really good, and Joe Flacco will get hot. I think they'll be really.
Can I say this for all football fans?
Yeah.
I'm serious. Cleveland, please, for the love of God, win this game because I so and Kansas City, don't ruin this for me, and Buffalo, both of you. I want Baltimore, Cleveland so bad. I just think it would be such a good game. I really do.
I do too. I really yes. Like please, Cleveland.
I know my team. Look.
I want Joe Flacco taking the Browns to the Super Bowl because it would just
look. I am a Ravens fan, and I'm just telling you right now, nothing will. And I get it. My team might actually lose that game. Okay, if I want to win, I would love if Pittsburgh would play them. But I'm like, I don't want to watch that. That game is gonna be really close. And here's the main reason. Tom will appreciate this because he's around. He was born at the same time I was. It would be old school, bro. It'd be physical, beautiful. It'd be like, yo, it's back. It's hard hitting, defensive football. I miss it. Give me that. Give me that again. That's all I want. I don't. If the Ravens lose, they lose. If they win, still, I'm just gonna enjoy that game. I just want that game.
Yeah, dude. I'm with you on that. Like
defense, watching two good defenses where you're just like, damn, they are beating people up.
I want to see Joe Flacco kind of like. I feel like Flacco's end in Baltimore stunk. Like the move had to be made, right? Like that was never like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think some of the fan base in Baltimore, forgets what Flacco did for that franchise, and I think this would be a really good reminder of like what you had, because like that dude, that's what's amazing is Flacco finally got healthy after getting beat up so bad. He looks young.
I think his year off.
The way he moves in the pocket right now is like this is like 2008 rookie Flacco.
I was gonna say, well, you remember when he was good. The way when he got bad was because he couldn't move anymore. As a statue. When he can move a little bit, he's scary because he's got that gun. Dude, I don't care. Still one of the best arms I've ever seen. I'll take him over anybody's because that man doesn't even like use his feet half the time. Just throws the ball like 40 yards. It's crazy.
Yeah. Dude, he still has a crazy arm.
Dude, he's gonna be. He is one. Dude, he's one of them people that's gonna be like 70 and can throw a ball like 50 yards. He's gonna be just.
He's gonna be like when Joe Montana goes in those commercials.
Yeah.
Brett Favre, let's go.
Yeah, it's. By the way, I'm not even saying I would pick the Ravens. I would because they're going to be coming off of probably a physical game. I would, but I'm just saying I don't think it's going to be I think it's going to be a great game. I do. It's an AFC North game. They're always close. It does not matter. It does not matter.
Exactly.
Someone name me the last AFC
North. I'm all for. You know what? I think as I've aged, I just appreciate some of these matchups in the playoffs. Like I said, like even like. The number of amazing games Green Bay and Dallas have had in their playoff history, like going all the way back to the '60s.
And I'd be,
it's just like it's kind of fun now. Like this matchup, there's a lot of story to it. Like with Green Bay, and that's the same even with Cleveland. Like there's a lot of history and kind of bad blood because Cleveland fans, for some reason, feel bad that they got to keep their team rights and everything, even though Art moved them to Baltimore because financially
what always makes that funny to me is like you guys argue that like Cleveland fans, okay? You know what they did? Now I wasn't even born for this. You know what they did to our team? Do you ever like look at context? That's why we're like, what are you whining for, bruh? They snuck in, took our team, and took everything. They said, hey yo, fuck your team.
Exactly. No, hey, trust me, they don't.
Excuse my language.
You should have won, bro.
Not only that, not only that, like they took all the stuff, like that's crazy. But yeah, me and
Oh
Tom.
yeah, no, like even though like that's what I hate with like the Baltimore Indian, when Ursay moved the Colts, like Indianapolis, they'll put up records and they'll put Johnny Unitas up there. It's like
Yeah, like
no
what?
timeout. Like they didn't like that's the thing. Like the Ravens rebranded
Jim
the
Brown
Browns. Like
is
it
your
wasn't.
guy.
It's not.
Yes, y'all have Hall of Famers. We don't. We have like
Yeah,
three now.
Baltimore doesn't go. Hey, Otto Graham.
Right.
Like hey, Jim Brown. He's a Baltimore.
Right. And I want to make the last point. You know how easy it would have been to be called the Baltimore Browns? That even sounds good. The Ravens were like, nah.
That's original. I think my dad has a hat that says the Baltimore Browns because like they didn't know at the time what they were gonna brand.
Yeah.
Like so that was actually like a real thing.
And
When
then
they were coming back.
yeah, y'all get on Art Modell, but at least he was like, yo, I just wanted a stadium. I'm not taking your shit here, you know? Like, he was like,
They gave it to the poop Cleveland Indians.
yeah.
What are they doing? Like, what World Series have they won?
Yeah, true.
Come on. Like, the last time they were any good was when they made the World Series against the Cubs and they took it to Game 7. That
still
was a really
lost.
good squad.
Still lost, yeah.
They still lost. They still got that L.
Right, take that L.
But, all right. We like a couple off-topic things.
Yes. I was gonna say first. Did you want to talk about the? Did you want to talk about the one seeds at all, or just wait till we'll wait till next week? They're chilling. They're really good teams. We're done.
Yeah, the 5 teams. They're bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
They're good. They're good. They're both good. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Off
I want
topics.
to talk about Jameis Winston first.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Go.
Like,
Preach.
So there's been a lot of like people have heard of Shannon Sharp and stuff. I'm gonna tell you right now. I actually like Shannon Sharp's like, hey, he should get cut. And then there's also people that are like, dude, this guy's like a god in the locker room, and he's kind of the pulse. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if it's cut worthy. And honestly, he's a free agent. I don't know. I'll be honest. I agree with Shannon Sharp on this. Jameis Winston in the NFL has been a loser.
Yeah.
I think at times he does rub teammates the wrong way. You can kind of see it on the sidelines. I think sometimes they're just like, dude, stop. Like he's a character. He's a good character. I don't think he's bad. But like, I understand you want to get Jamal Williams that ball, but why can't he have that the whole year? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
true.
He got 1 touchdown, right? He had a bad statistical year because they didn't use him the way he should have been used at all.
No,
like,
I agree.
And he got hurt. Like to show up the Falcons like that, all you're doing, that's poster boat material now. You can apologize all you want. You did it.
Bulletin board, yeah.
Think next year, if the Falcons actually organizationally like get their crap together and actually go get a coach that's willing to change the culture of losing there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, that's something that like you pay the price for like 4 or 5 years because they're gonna remember that builds a lot of bad blood. And if I'm Dennis Allen, that's not what that franchise needs right now. That's about to
I
have
agree.
real cap problems, and they're going to have to let a lot of vets go, and they're going to get really, really young and probably be one of the worst teams in the NFL going forward.
Well, let me agree with you because I totally agree. Okay. And my biggest thing is if you wanted to do that, right? This is why I think it was really messed up, right? When you come out in victory formation and game's over like that, the other team's not even trying. They're just like, all right, you're going to nail the ball. We're going to win. For you to run into them like that was an injury risk, too. That's why I would have been mad. Like, bro, you could have hurt me, bro.
Yeah. Honestly, if they would have lined up in shotgun
they ran the ball.
Playing this, then you know what? That's totally fair.
Or I for him. I would have been like, okay, you're running the ball.
That's kind of Jameis Winston though. I feel like he's just like it's like a sleazy like move. That's his career. He like cheap sleazy crap.
And he was
just like.
And we don't.
That you know what that sums up though your NFL career, and that's fine.
No, I agree with you because this is my thing. Like everyone made fun of the crab leg thing, and I do think it was overblown. But I also think that was the one instance where that was like a red flag, and you kind of see it now. Like as far as like he's goofy, he's like quirky dude. Like he does weird stuff, man. He does. And honestly,
weird's not bad, but he can't be the voice of a locker room.
He can't be your quarterback. He can't. He doesn't know how to lead the team. He doesn't. And
No,
I have a quarterback on my
no.
team. Lamar leads by example. You can lead a million different ways. If you look at the difference, do you see how much that team loves that man? Like I'm just saying, like you don't have to be like the rah rah guy, bro, but you gotta lead in some way, and he does that.
Yeah, lead by your play sometimes, not by your mouth.
Yeah,
Eating W's. But then, so
he is goofy
I
though.
had
He
to
is
say
goofy.
that because like honestly, like in Atlanta, I'm telling you, people are not happy,
No.
and that is going to be a thing that is, you know, I mean, if I'm Atlanta next year, especially because it's just a new regime, I'd be running up that score on New Orleans to
Well,
the
my
point
thing
that
is like I get your like this player movement thing's great, but you also got to realize like the coach is the coach, bro. Sometimes you gotta listen. Like y'all can't be like just we want to get him a
I mean,
touchdown.
if I'm Dennis Allen, honestly, I mean personally, I agree with Shannon to this too. I have a tough time saying we're cut him because it's like that could actually like look really bad, but I would almost cut him. I think if you were 10 years ago, he's gone.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
Oh
don't
my
think he
god.
makes it off the field.
No, bro. Not back in the day. Them coaches were crazy. They were like, get off my team.
Yeah, if that was Bill Parcells, that guy's gone.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So,
That's wild.
but
That's
like, yeah, I think in this era you have to be a
oh
little
oh
bit more
Tom Book
careful
Tom
about
Book.
the message you're sending to your team. But I don't know, man. I still think that's New Orleans had a weird year. Like Olave, like they have some locker room problems, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Tom
So
bookmark that. That will be like you said. If they get a chance next year, they're gonna put it on them. I'm gonna guarantee you that.
I hope they
Guarantee.
do. Because honestly, I don't think Dennis Allen saw them. I don't know what they're really doing. Like that team actually should have been way better this year. They got a quarterback that actually can play. Like I know they're younger, but they actually still have a lot of talent.
That
And
was a
I was
weird
really,
team. Yeah, that was a very
I
weird
don't
team. Yeah.
understand why they didn't win the NFC South, but
Tom, I thought they were
whatever.
gonna be a tough team in the NFC in the playoffs, but because of that defense. But I don't know, man. I don't know what
Yeah, they
happened.
have two really good safeties, and they have a really good corner.
And really good
And they
middle
also had
linebacker. Middle
and they have a
linebacker.
really good middle linebacker. Like, yeah, it makes no sense, bro. That's all I'm saying.
It's wild. Yeah, I don't know what's
I
going.
mean, like to this day, when Green Bay came back on them down 18 in the fourth quarter, that still made no
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, that was
That
wild.
seemed so weird. But the other thing we gotta hit on real quick
Last
too.
thing, last thing. Yes,
The
right.
last thing,
Okay.
and I'm gonna keep this really short and sweet. And honestly, I feel like part of the problem is we keep talking about Aaron, but that just makes keeps him in the limelight. But dude, Aaron Rodgers, please stop talking. And this is the one time I'm gonna say, shut up and play football, please, man. Like
Well, he's a hypocrite. He said we
he's
need
a
to.
hypocrite, but also like stop doubling down on what you said about Jimmy Kimmel. It could be Jimmy Kimmel's 1,000% right. You put him and his family in harm's way where he's being attacked on social media. People are making stuff up, and you're part of the problem. Look, and at the end of the day, Aaron, you think you're smart. You're smarter than you really are. Really smart people have perspective and are willing to learn from others.
That's true.
You
That's
just
true.
get into these conspiracy theories and start and just mix the pot, man. And just stop. And honestly, I'm so happy Green Bay made the playoffs this year because it proved the point of the problem that you were becoming in Green Bay. And I think that's what terrifies him probably in his head when he looks in the mirror of like, wow.
Yeah.
So
Was I the
that's going to be
problem?
me on my
Yeah.
pedestal. Aaron, I loved you as a player. You made a lot of memories, but man, good riddance, man. That door couldn't have slammed on
Aaron,
you faster when you left.
let me tell you. Let me tell you. And I'm not like Tom. That's not my team. Okay. I have no reason to like even have any vitriol to the guy or whatever. Here's my problem. I think no, everyone has it because the dude don't shut up. And my biggest problem with Aaron is, okay, it's the same thing. I'm like Tom. I don't want to tell anyone. Like I want the athletes to have opinions and everything. I'm not like that. But like Tom's saying, my issue with him is he wants to be able to say whatever he wants, and then when he don't think he deserves backlash. Okay, and like Tom said, you need to listen to people's perspectives. That's absolutely true. That's what smart people do. But the guy thinks he can say whatever he wants and get no backlash. That's where you lose me with like all the athletes when you do stuff like that and entertainers. You can't just say off the wall stuff. Comedians get criticized for stuff they say. Okay, and fair or not, whatever. That's fine. I don't think it's wrong. You can't just say whatever you want, some off the wall stuff. But if they can't do it, what makes you think you can't be criticized for it? Okay, because they are literally joking. You are serious, and sometimes like have no scientific proof of the stuff you're talking about, and you're putting that out there like like it's wild.
Hey, I guarantee you, number one, he didn't read 500 pages on how to be
No,
properly
no,
vaccinated with COVID.
cap,
And number two,
cap, buddy, cap.
to be arrogant enough, for again, like I have family that are doctors and have spent 20 plus years in academia to get that diploma, and the work that they put in, that's just a slap in their face, and it's inexcusable.
But it would be like, yeah.
And that's the only reason, and that's one of the, just Aaron.
The hypocrisy is annoying because you'll do that, right? You'll be a hypocrite about like, hey, we got to cut the BS, but you're on a show every week starting crap with entertainers, like, bro. And then Tom, my biggest problem is, right? He will sit there and he will say stuff like that, Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron, like Tom just said, there's people that work all their lives in the medical field to get to the point where they are doctors and surgeons and stuff like that. And you're acting like you know more than them, right? That would be like some guy that never played a down of pro football trying to tell you how to throw a ball. You would be okay with that. No, he doesn't read the defense well. A lot of athletes get mad about that. But even the journalists, okay, they at least study film and stuff, okay? Aaron, come on, bro. Like Tom said, you didn't read that report, buddy. And maybe you did. I'm going to do like you. I'm just going to make broad assumptions because I can. And, freedom of speech, just saying. I don't think you read it. I don't care. I don't think you. I think you're lying.
Hey, there's freedom of speech, but there's also freedom of backlash and people to have their own opinions.
And Tom's right.
He can double down on what he wants, but I'm telling you right now, man, like, the one thing that, look, man, Brett Favre, like, it was really hard.
And I took a
side. It was hard sometimes to watch like when you watch your hero like Brett Favre make some of the decisions he made.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
And I still think Favre actually ended up doing a lot. Like I don't think he's as bad. I mean, at the end of the day, you see where kind of money and fame can feed you, and you got to be humble, man. And I don't know if Aaron ever was. So it got to his head clearly. And he needs a piece of humble pie.
And I don't want to make it clear. I think he's a Hall of Famer. He's a great one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. My thing is just like, dude, I just like. Did you?
At the end of his career, he's tarnished his legacy because of the way he spoke.
He did. Did you see?
And instead of just playing.
Handle yourself like Tom Brady, bro. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. Everyone likes Tom Brady. He got people on his podcast. Everyone having fun with him. He's funny. It's like, hey.
Tom Brady's not going to make that outlandish statement. He's going to stay in his lane, talk about what he knows. He doesn't sit there and go make political statements.
Well, here's the thing. We get
these athletes, stop using this platform, especially if you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, here's my thing. Tom Brady's making, like, when you see his controversial comments, it's about football, like stuff he knows. Like you said, he's got a PhD in, bro. He's telling you the league's too soft because he played. He knows what he's doing. And for anyone that gives either of us shit for saying that, here's the thing. I would give a doctor crap for trying to talk about like football like he played it. Like, bro, you ain't Tom Brady, bro. He was in the lines just like you are diagnosing stuff and doing surgeries. You know your stuff. You're a scientist. Got a guy talking about stuff he don't know about, bro. Aaron, you admitted it yesterday. You said you went your 3 semesters, right, at was it Cal? I got pretty far. You showed you got thin skin because everyone's talking about Jimmy Kimmel lashing back. Well, Jimmy Kimmel got blindsided. Aaron, you had all day to come up with something said you were, and then you still look like you're crying. Like, dude, it hurt you. You didn't like that he came after you. Yeah, you didn't like it. You got really defensive. No one said you didn't do good for what you came from. Okay, Aaron, stop telling me how good you are and stuff, buddy. I got you. Why are you so defensive?
Well, yeah. Well, no, because he's a narcissist. He has to stay.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's not comfortable in his own skin. That's him. That's always been him, and it worked.
Tom,
You have
Tom.
you have to evolve, man. At the end of the day, at this point, you have nothing left to prove.
I'm gonna keep it
What you
100 with
what you
everybody.
should all I ask is, dude, apologize, man,
Yeah.
and get off the Pat McAfee show.
Yes, I
Just
agree.
stop.
I agree.
Please stop, man. It like you're making yourself look ridiculous.
That-
and like, that's what's pathetic is he just doesn't seem to care.
That or go in there and talk about football and have a good time and just relax. You know, RELAX. You know what I mean, man? Just relax. Okay, buddy. Okay.
What's interesting is I actually heard some stories about how how Aaron was on the Milwaukee show, ESPN Milwaukee used to go on to do some of the same crap. So, but oh well, I'm gonna get off my soapbox on that one.
I'm just gonna say one more thing. Tom knows where I grew up. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys real quick. Okay, it's always the guy that wants to look smart that ain't smart. All right, you ain't got smart people ain't gotta look smart. I'm just gonna say, okay, they are. You can just tell. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I got.
Yep.
And I ain't got no hate on Aaron Rodgers. First
Hey,
ballot Hall of
hashtag
Famer.
Stay humble, brother.
I think the Jets will be a lot better. Humility, yes. Get some humility in your life, buddy. Maybe a girlfriend too, better. Help you out. Okay? Stop losing them.
Exactly.
All right.
Right.
Stop taking ayahuasca, okay, or whatever it's called. I don't know, buddy. Yeah, I'm here all day. You know, I got you. It's wild, man. But thank you guys for watching. Likes as always are appreciated. Subscribe for more of our content. And as always, Tom knows, even though they lost.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.